Hey everybody, it's Tina Campbell, the New York Regional Partner of Master Networks. As some of you know, we're a national networking organization, and we're here to help entrepreneurs and business people to grow and especially pivot during this difficult time. And I'm really hoping that this goes beyond, these connections go beyond that. And we're really doing that through these lunch and learns that I'm hoping to help people by relaying tips, techniques, and tactics for transitioning to this new normal. Today, I have a friend of mine, Stephanie Bellofatto from ServPro of Putnam and Northwest Southeast Dutchess County. How did I do with that name?
Excellent. You did a great
Excellent.
job, Tina. Thank you.
Thank you. I had to write it down. So, Stephanie, please, you're going to talk today, and you have a proactive, emergency ready profile report to discuss. It's for all and any businesses. So if you can go ahead, tell us about yourself.
So hi, everyone. I'm Stephanie Bellofatto. I work for ServPro of Putnam in Northwest Southeast Dutchess County. We are a fire, water, mold franchise. We are a family-owned and operated franchise. Our territories are family-owned and operated. I've worked for the company for the last few years. The owners of the company I grew up with, so we are family. It's important to me that I work just as hard as they work for their company. It's a great company to work for, and we offer a great service that I really like to help my clients with to help help preserve their businesses.
So did you want to share with us and show us a little bit more about ServPro and this
Sure.
ERP? Cool.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that.
Great. Because I think that I can't believe that every business, doesn't matter, as you're going to tell people, whether, and you can go ahead and share it, anybody that has a business, even if they rent, they need to have this from you. So
yes, I agree. ServPro has been helping business owners for over 40 years with nearly 1,700 franchise locations.
And can you share your screen?
Oh, I thought I shared it.
No, it's not showing up.
Oh, I don't know what happened here then. Hold on.
No problem. No problem.
Here's screen. Share.
There you go. Perfect.
Okay, so
you were saying about the 1,700 franchise.
Yeah, there's 1,700 franchises across all 50 states. We specialize in fire, water, and mold. And we are trusted by insurance companies across the nation. We are faster to any disaster. 50% of businesses that suffer a loss may never reopen. Yeah. And those that do, the majority had some type of response plan in place.
That's amazing.
Planning ahead is so important. In the event that your business is affected by a disaster, you don't have to be. Timely response in a crisis, it can minimize the business interruption and lost revenue, such as, a restaurant. If a restaurant has a business interruption, they can really go out of business because of that interruption. I don't want to see that happen to businesses in my area or anywhere for that matter.
Right.
During Superstorm Sandy, there was one building that was fully prepared for disaster. That's the Goldman Sachs building in New York City is what you're looking at. They did have an emergency plan in place, which included generators. As you can see, they did plan ahead.
That's amazing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Knowing what to do, who to call, and what to expect in advance is the key to timely mitigation. It is estimated that 95% of disasters affecting regular businesses are caused by something internal, whether it's fire or flooding.
True.
Most full contingency plans are made up of three main parts, two of which where the incident response and where the disaster recovery. Are you ready?
Yeah, that's the question.
That's
So
truly the question. Are you ready?
yeah. So tell us, so what I got to tell you something that I'm really impressed about is that by ServPro creating these reports, which is, you're going to explain the ERP in a little more detail, but you're really in the protection business. People think, ServPro, well, they're there after the incident, but what you can be is you guys have turned that around and you've become the prevention of it.
Yeah. So
So by doing this, so explain what an ERP is, like who does the ERP, the
So
emergency
I go
response?
into any business that asks, or that I've explained and had a conversation ahead of time with. I explain to them that, look, by providing this service and tagging and marking your key gas and water shutoffs, that alone is more than likely going to reduce the size of a loss for you, right? And in reducing the size of the loss, it's going to reduce the size of the cost, is the bottom line.
Wow. Yep.
So, by me providing these services, so let me ask you, Tina, as a business owner yourself, is your business not the biggest asset that you have?
Yeah, it's definitely one of them. It's the one that I'm ready to fight for. Yeah,
So isn't that the asset that feeds you and your family and your future?
absolutely.
So if I can offer you a service for free,
For free.
that's going to help you protect your largest asset that feeds yourself, your family, and your future,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be worth it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, how about how long would this take on average?
On an average, it takes, how much time do I need with the business owner? There are things that I can do ahead of time and get certain information. So it's maybe a few hours of time with a business owner. They compile information for me, whatever I can't get, they provide to me, and I go into the establishment, the business. I take photographs of, where their shutoffs are, both water and gas or oil, where they're all located. And I take photos of where all the electrical panels are. I show you, and when I'm taking those photos, I'm putting in descriptions of, let's, for argument's sake, say, the water shutoff is in the utility room, which is 3 doors down the left side of the hallway and on the left side of the backside wall.
Wow.
So it's very descriptive, right? So, and not only do we provide, and I take that information, like who's your plumber, who's your electrician, who's your electric company, who's the gas company, who is your HVAC, company that you use.
It's a checklist, right? It's
Yeah,
like a real checklist.
yes. Do you have a backup generator? When was the structure built? Because by New York state law, if a building is built prior to 1980, you need to test for asbestos or lead unless it's been renovated. So it's good to know that information. What kind of square footage are we talking about? Know that, you don't have to be the building owner for me to provide this service to you. You just have to be the business owner. Oftentimes people will say, oh, but I don't own the building. You don't have to own the building. You own the contents within your business. And that's key to running your business, right?
So let me ask you something. If a business owner doesn't own the property and they don't have access to the, the mechanics of the building, you could still do all the other parts of this, right?
Correct. And oftentimes, sometimes I reach out to the building owner and say, hey, listen, this might not be the only business in that building. So let me provide this for the entire building.
Wow.
And then I can do individual ones for each business owner as well.
That's incredible. So I'm assuming property managers are a really great referral for you. I mean,
Property
would
managers
be
are great
really good.
referrals for us. Anyone in the insurance industry, be it an agent or adjuster, are
Yeah.
great referrals. Plumbers are great referrals.
And let me ask you something. So as far as, when you're taking detailed pictures of the space, so this is also got to be super handy in case anything happens, just unbeknownst to, things happen. And and you guys have like the before pictures
Correct.
also
So
for the
oftentimes,
insurance to be paid.
yeah, oftentimes the insurance company, when you have suffer a loss, they'll ask, like, "Well, do you have pre-loss photos? We want to see what the equipment that you had looked before the fire or the flood." So I provide those. I provide the flooring. I provide pictures of the flooring. It's good to know what kind of flooring is in there. Is it tile? Is it wood? Is it carpet? Is it concrete? It's good to know all those things ahead of time. Do you
Yeah.
have hazardous materials in your business, chemical wise, where, you want to know those things ahead of time of a loss. If you're coming into something, then exactly what you're coming into, right?
Right.
So it's
It
important to know.
it's on so many levels, and this is free.
Free,
It's
free.
incredible.
We want to give back something to our community, right? To help them. And in turn, it helps us build a relationship with you. This is about relationships, right? So, you know, we are ServPro, and it's just a great franchise to work for. So, and the fact that we get to provide this service to business owners and give them something that's really kind of priceless, right? Like, the protection is priceless.
Can some of this be done over the phone? Because the reason I'm asking is because right now, during this difficult time, businesses are, in some cases, are not opening to, can you do a partial
Yeah,
report?
I can get all of the information, and then when this pandemic has slowed itself down and we're all back up and running, as we were prior, then I can go into the facility and take the photos that I need to take and tag the things that I need to tag, and it's even quicker. Because I'll have everything else already done.
Because many people are sitting around right now, their important papers, because they're stuck somewhere, might be stuck at home, and they may be able to go and get some things, important papers out of their businesses. And you know what? They really need to have this information, and it's a great time to actually do it.
Yeah, and now is the time, because look what we're going through right now, right? So
Mhm.
it's good to know ahead of time what people are walking into or what their needs may be. And by having certain information, we'll ask questions to you like, listen, if you suffered a loss, is there a specific door you would want us to be using to come in as to not disrupt your business to the least amount possible? Is there a specific parking area that you would want us to park our vehicles? Like, all of those things, as little as they seem in the moment,
Yeah, add up to a big thing at the
it's
time.
big, right? And you get some customers that are like, I don't know, it seems like I don't really have time right now. But the reality is, for giving me a little time now is going to save you a whole lot of time later. Just
Exactly.
think about it. Like, if the pipe burst in your office, right? And the shut off wasn't tagged or marked, how long is it going to take you to find that shut off?
Yeah. I mean, you also provide information they can call it, like their on there would be their building manager. It'd be something like really quick.
Correct.
They
Their
can pull
property
out this
manager.
report. Yeah, they can pull out this report and they can, like, go through it really quick and be like, there's the number. The guy, maybe a property manager goes, hey, can you shut up the water? It's like, okay, I'll take my map. It's almost like a map.
It really is. And I can put, if you have an evacuation plan for your staff, your employees,
Oh, that's a
listen,
good point.
educate business owners that although I'm providing this for their business, when I'm providing it to you, please, please educate your staff walk your employees around, make that part of your training in your business to
Yeah.
show them where the shutoffs are.
Yeah.
And do that at home with your family as well. You know, really be aware. And we all run it normally at 110 miles an hour, and we're
Mhm.
not always thinking of certain things.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's my responsibility to educate you, to bring that
Right.
to the forefront of your mind,
Right.
right? Because I want to protect you and your family. That's what
I
this is
mean,
about.
yeah, and the thing is like you talk a lot about that where what's your, how to get out of the house plan for a fire and the shut off and you're really pushing that a lot. And people, I'm hoping during this time are really saying, to their kids, to their loved ones, look, where are we going to meet outside? Or, how do we get out of the house if, something happens? Or, if a child or, an adult child is home, where is that shut off valve? They're not trying to get you on the
Right.
phone. We've got a leak, think about it. It's like you could do now an ounce, what do they call it? It's an ounce of prevention, right?
Right.
Is equal to, whatever the quote is. And so I think that, this is so, it's just so interesting to me. And now is the time to protect, to be able to protect, so to mitigate the loss.
Right. Like, listen, the reality is what's the percentage of your business that you're willing to lose if you suffer a loss?
Yeah.
Ask yourself that question.
Yeah.
What is the percentage of business you're willing to lose if you suffer a loss? Do you not work really hard for your business? So that's the question to ask yourself. How much are you willing to pay in the end?
Yeah.
I don't want people to suffer that. And not only do we give you that, and we give you a hard copy in a bright green folder so that it's visible, right? We give you a free app for your phone. So let's just say, Tina, hypothetically, something happened in your office, whether you had a flood and the papers, all of your important papers were in that flooded area, or a fire. Guess what? Everything that you need is in the app on your phone.
Oh, wow.
You need your insurance company, you need your claims department. Oftentimes, things happen after hours when your insurance company has closed, right? So I really try very hard to make sure that the claims number, if you should suffer a loss, is in your ERP for you, so that you can just call right to the claims department.
Right. And
You don't have
using
to
the
wait till
app.
the next
And
day.
all of this information is on an app on the
Yes,
phone.
yes, it's
So you
all
don't even need the
protected.
paper.
You don't even need the paper. So like if you're on vacation and someone calls you from your business and says, "Hey, Tina, something's going on here," you can say to them, "All right, I got you. I got it. Don't worry about it." And you can also, if once they tell you that, the app on the phone has like a little fire sign, a little water sign, a little mold sign, and an other sign. If you have a problem, you can hit that. It's going to send a signal to our office saying, "We need to get to you right away."
Wow. That's really amazing. I'm really, um, as more, I didn't know all of this before I got to know you. So it's really incredible. And I'm really glad we had this opportunity to actually sit down and talk about it. But I think, wouldn't you say the question is that every business owner has to ask themselves is, or them is, are you ready?
Yeah. Are you ready?
Are you ready? And if they say no, then it's like, okay, let me call Stephanie, let me make an appointment. Let me at least start the process now, and you can get together what it is you need to in the form of information, and then pictures can be taken later, right?
Correct.
All right.
Absolutely.
Well,
I'm
thank
just,
you.
we're here to help. And our motto is, we make it like it never even happened.
I love that. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming on and explaining that to me. I think it really is interesting, and I'm hoping people will watch the whole thing because they need to be prepared. Thanks, Stephanie, for coming on with me.
Thank you, Tina. I appreciate your time.
Oh, it's great. Thanks, dear.
Wishing everyone safety.
Okay, thanks.